Meesho has built its name by bringing e-commerce products to India's mass segment, especially the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Now, as the company goes public, to talk more on what to expect, joining me is Sanjeev Kumar, who's the co-founder, whole-time director, and CTO at Meesho. Thank you for joining us on Business Today.
Thank you.
Sanjeev, I want to start by asking you that your company has shown good growth and revenue of 9,390 crore in the past year. Now, why IPO at this time, and also your take on valuations because it's lower than what it was expected.
Sure. So over the last 2-3 years, if you see, we have become cash flow positive. We are generating the largest free cash flow across any other listed e-commerce company in India. The operating metrics of the company has also become largely predictable. We have also reached meaningful scale. If you look at the latest numbers, H1 of this financial year, we had about 234 million annual transacting users, about close to 2.3 billion orders that we did over the last 12 months. Our YOY growth in terms of orders was about 54%. In terms of NAV, it was about 44%. So we have been continuing to kind of accelerate the growth pretty quickly. So we believe this is the right time for company to kind of take it to IPO because we have all the financial discipline already internally. IPO kind of helps in many ways. Like first and foremost, it makes it relatively easier to attract talent because now your stocks become liquid, right? Like now you have RSUs that you can offer to employees, which helps in competing with the market out there. Being a consumer business, IPO also helps in building the right brand perception with the consumers, which will continue to help us in becoming a stronger brand over time. On the valuation bit, I think the way it works is even when we were private, we would always optimize for finding the right shareholders who believe in long-term vision of the company. And as this IPO process kind of started, we met like a lot of institutional investors, and that is the feedback that we got from bankers as well, that this is the right price band where we'll have the right set of investors who believe in long-term mission of the company. So we commented that valuation to board, and that is what has been accepted.
Where do you plan to use your proceeds? What are the two big priorities for you, and how much will go to develop your logistics and Valmer?
Yeah. No, I think there are few places where we want to kind of will need to invest money. First is AI itself, and AI is very critical to running our marketplace. Today, if you see, like each and every critical decision making in the marketplace is done by AI. We use AI to kind of simplify shopping experience for everyone. So AI and building the right technology continues to be one big focus area for us. Second is, if you see today we have about 234 million annual transacting users, but if you look at WhatsApp users in India, which is a good proxy of ideally the user base that we should have eventually at someday, it's about 800 million. So there's large headroom for us to grow. So that is the second bucket where we want to continue to invest in kind of marketing and making this forward-looking investment on the business to continue to get a lot more customers. And third is inorganic growth opportunities. So we have always been very disciplined in terms of what all businesses do we invest in. So in this inorganic growth as well, the mantra is simple. We look at our mission statement. Anything that helps us kind of move faster within this umbrella, we would kind of go ahead and explore it. So for example, if there's a capability out there which helps us make our logistics cost even more efficient, or anything else more efficient, shopping experience more efficient, we would love to explore that as part of this. Like if there is any new business opportunity out there, which is again within the umbrella of democratizing internet commerce, you would definitely be open to exploring it. But as of today, we don't have anything in mind.
If you look at your profitability for FY25, it was a bit lower due to the one-time restructuring cost. Now going forward, how do you see your profitability map look like? And how much would it be recurring, non-recurring?
Yeah. So I would not be able to give exact projections, but I would definitely help you understand what do we optimize for in the business. And I think we have always believed that cash flow, free cash flow, is the right metric to optimize for our type of company where it's completely negative working capital. The business generates cash, and where we feel That's the right thing to do for the business. But if you see, like in FY25, we had generated about close to 600 crores of free cash for the last 12 months. If you include interest income, that was about 1,000 crores. So in H1 of this financial year, we have continued to accelerate the growth because we feel the value prop of the platform has become so strong that it's the right time to kind of go ahead and acquire more customers, and because of which we have seen like pretty fast growth, about 44% in NMV. So I think over time, as we continue to optimize the free cash flow, profitability as an outcome will obviously continue to be optimized and continue to become better, but I will not be able to give direct guidance on it.
Talking about your margins, what will drive it the most? Will it be logistics, revenue from ads, or commerce?
Yeah, no, great question. And if you look at our contribution margin, there are two parts to it. One is logistics margin. So over time, we have been able to innovate and reimagine the entire national logistics network through Valmo, which helps us reduce our cost drastically. So we are able to add a markup, small markup on top of it, which leads to this logistics margin. The second bit is ads. So sellers run ads in the marketplace to kind of show higher up in the ranking as a sponsored listing. So that is second source of margin for us, and it's in very early stages today. But if you look at emerging markets, China, Southeast Asia, your ad revenues can be anywhere between 5 to 8% of the NMV for those companies. So we believe ads for us is going to be an extremely important lever to increase margin in the future, and we continue to invest behind AI algorithms that can show the right ads to the right people at the right time to deliver the best ROI to our suppliers.
Any targets for that in the ad space?
We're not sharing direct targets as of now.
Now talking about the competition which you see from Amazon, Flipkarts, I mean, you have an edge with your presence in tier 2, tier 3 cities, but you also have a heavy dependence on COD. So how do you see the whole thing play out for you?
I think it's difficult to comment on the competitors, but as you know, we are already largest in terms of annual transacting users, in terms of the number of orders that we do annually, which is about 2.3 billion orders. So I think we have always continued to focus on affordability and accessibility for our consumers, because we believe in India today, and will always be, that there are enough affordability use cases out there. There are enough people out there who will always be value conscious. And this phenomena is not limited to small towns, even in tier 1 cities. So in fact, 12% of the Meesho's customer base comes from top 8 cities. So even here you see there are enough use cases out there where people go after affordability. So that is not going to change, and we believe that is the right way to approach this business model, which is make it completely asset light, pure marketplace, because this is the way to kind of make it the lowest cost of distribution channel, which makes it very difficult for anybody else to kind of replicate.
How do you plan to get your return rates down and improve your customer experience?
Yeah, I think return rates for us are on the lower side, I would say. I don't know if you have shared any numbers, but in general, we believe, and I personally believe, to optimize returns, you have to just figure out the best product, the most relevant product that the customer needs. So return happens because of multiple reasons, like there's a size fitting issue, maybe there's a quality issue out there, like customers had certain expectation of the quality, but the product is not up to mark. Maybe the product itself that a customer had, or maybe it just didn't get delivered because of wrong address, or because of just not being able to understand Indian way of describing address. So there are multiple reasons why product would get returned. And I believe in each of them, AI plays a very important role. So if you look at, for example, Indian way of describing address, we have built a very unique technology. We call it Geo India LLM. Basically, if you go to smaller towns, it's not a very structured address. So there's no flat number. In many cases, there is not even a street name. So the way people describe address is take 300 meters from this petrol pump, take a left, and so on. It's a relative way of describing address compared to a place of interest. So we built a Geo India LLM which understands this and converts it to a location on the map to ensure that even newer customers who are giving this address for the first time, there is no failed delivery for them, and hence there is no return cost of the shipment. But otherwise as well, we continue to build stronger understanding of the consumer, the kind of sizes that they buy, the kind of products that they really like, the personalized quality benchmark for each user. We collect a lot of signals basis the browsing that users do on the platform, to build personalized affluence score for everyone, which we then use in AI algorithms to ensure that every product that we show to them is above that quality benchmark. So all of this combined helps us kind of keep return percentages under check.
Yeah, I was just talking now about the AI, that how it has helped you in accuracy and fraud detection and all. So has it the usage of AI has directly affected key metrics for you? Would you say that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think each and every critical decision making in the marketplace is done by AI. So when you open the app today, the feed that consumers see, it's personalized for each and every customer. So at any given point in time, we have about 15 crore active products. So when you open the app, we find top 20 most relevant products basis your past browsing behavior, and then we show it to you. So that is one. If you look at our searches, voice search tends to be very important for us. In fact, search in Indian languages is very common for us. Regional languages, yes, vernacular languages. So here also we have built in-house technologies to kind of surface the right relevant products in the right place. If you look at Geo India LLM, the example that I gave, I think extremely important to have efficiency in the logistics, all the routing algorithms. So essentially within Valmo, we use technology to kind of stitch this entire network together. So for each node, for each edge in the network, which is the right partner for that shipment, that is decided by technology. If you look at customer support, I think we have automated large part of our customer support chats and decent percentage of our customer support voice calls as well, where AI takes the call and humans don't get involved. So we use AI extensively, not just for fraud control, but for each and every decision making in the marketplace.
And also, not talking about your sellers, most of them are from the smaller towns. How do you plan to increase that base, and what incentives or support do you want to give them going forward?
No, great question. I think on the seller side, I think today we have roughly about 7 lakh sellers who did at least one order for us for the last 12 months. And the reason we have such a large seller base is one, of course, the kind of demand that we have with 234 million annual transacting users, it's pretty large. But also we have made listing extremely simple. So it's as simple as take a photo from your smartphone, and then we use AI to improve the merchandising, to detect taxonomy attributes and a bunch of other things. And the listing goes live. So we'll continue to make the listing process, we'll continue to build better understanding of every new product that supplier uploads, so that every supplier continues to get a fair chance in the marketplace.
Lastly, I would like to ask that what's your vision for the company, in next 2 years, 2027, and also how will the shareholding of the promoters look like?
I think we have shared the shareholding details in the prospectus. There's a very small percentage that both me and Vidit are selling. That's extremely small, less than 1% together, put together. We continue to be very excited about the mission, which is democratizing internet commerce. I personally believe, and we both believe, that I think there's a large headroom out there that we need to capture. So we believe, I think there's a lot more to achieve.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Sanjeev.
Thank you.